Hey y'all, it's your girl again. So, a lot has happened over the last week, and one of the things that I saw earlier this week on the news while I was at work was about Kavanaugh being voted to the Supreme Court, which kind of knew it was going to happen anyway. But the issue that I have with it is the same things he was accused of, Bill Cosby just got convicted of. So, the hypocrisy of this country that if you are a man in a position of power and you are of the Caucasoid persuasion or whatever, you can stand up, going to the Supreme Court. You can end up being the president of the United States. You can run for Congress. You can be a state senator. Hell, you can be a mayor. Hell, you can be whatever, pretty much any damn thing you want to be. But if you are a man of color and you are in a position of power, as Bill Cosby, has been over the years, contributing to the betterment of HBCUs as far as giving money back and being a philanthropist and promoting education and promoting, positive, images of black people, people of color, more so just black people, and telling the truth and standing up and saying, okay, young black men, please pull your pants up. No one wants to see your underwear. Or just speaking out on things that make absolutely no sense and trying to, drive out that negative stereotype when it comes to people of color, you still get accused of sexual misconduct, regardless, how much money you've contributed to schools and promoted education and inspired millions of young people to go to college because they watched the Cosby Show and they watched a Different World. Sorry about that. But I don't understand, honestly, because me personally, had I been on the voting panel for Kavanaugh, his little behind wouldn't have been making it to the Supreme Court. I'm sorry, I would have voted no, because you were literally accused of the same things that Bill Cosby was just convicted for. He just got 3 to 10 years, which we already know Bill Cosby ain't gonna do no more than probably maybe a year, because the man's 80. And I love Bill Cosby. I'm an 80s baby myself. I grew up watching the Cosby Show, and then it just went on to a different world. But it just keeps, basically, it's like a slap in the face to those of us of color. Like, okay, we can go out here and commit one crime. First time offender, first time ever breaking a law, getting in trouble or anything like that. And we get the harshest penalties and, convictions and everything. But if you are a person of the Caucasoid persuasion and you're in a position of power, you get a slap on the wrist. It's this whole thing. They blow it all up and everything like that. You all on CNN. They're talking about it on Fox News, which I feel is, Fox News is just bullshit anyway. But they're talking about it, and you still get to go on and you live your life. You get a slap on the wrist or whatever. You may have to pay a fine. There's no you have to pay restitution or whatever, but you don't get any jail time for it, which I feel like is some complete bullshit. And it also just trickles into, like I said, the person who is the current resident in the White House, because I will never refer to him as a president, because the president honestly does not conduct himself in the way he has been conducting himself. Period. And you have Charlie Sheen, you have Harvey Weinstein, you have Matt Lauer, you have all these other Caucasian men who have been accused and outed and everything. And then what makes it even crazy is the fact that after they went after Bill Cosby, then they want to try to throw in Morgan Freeman. And I ain't heard no more about that. Like, you come after Morgan Freeman, what you're not going to do is you're not going to get 2 of our favorite black men in the same year. We ain't finna go for that shit. We're just going to nip that shit in the bud right now. I said that months ago on my Instagram feed. You ain't getting Daddy Bill and Uncle Morgan. You're not getting both. You're not. You can take Ben Carson's retarded ass or whatever, but you ain't getting him. Now, but still, it pisses me off, and I have a right to be upset because it makes absolutely no sense. And I don't care if anybody disagrees with me or not. This is my opinion. You can agree. We can agree to disagree, and whatever. But at the same time, you flip it like this. If this was a person of color who was in a position to be voted to the Supreme Court, to be voted to the Supreme Court and everything, and he got away with some of the things that Kavanaugh got away with, white people would have an issue with that. They would be upset. They would be like, oh my God, he was accused of this and this, that, and the other, and he's going to get to serve on the Supreme Court. I hope I never have to go to Supreme Court. Well, you know what? Until that happens, you'll never understand how people of color are frustrated with the lack of accountability that these men in power have come to face. I mean, yes, we've had, 2 cops that have been convicted of police brutality and of murder, but at the same time, it still continues to happen, and we already know what it is. When this country was founded, well, stolen and turned into its own government, the very thing that they sit up here and try to make laws about, you did it. Rape, murder, corruption, all of that is what this country was founded on. So how you gonna sit up here and you gonna create laws to punish people for the same shit you did? Make that make sense. I mean, come on now. But my people are the ones that are animals. My people are the ones that are, just violent for no freaking reason. No, they have violence. We have violence. We are only violent when pushed into a corner. And I'm not excusing it because I'm not making an excuse, and I'm not trying to, downplay that there is a issue in the black community when it comes to, violence in our black communities. But we didn't start this country. We were brought here as a commodity. We weren't brought here as far as our own leisure. We didn't get on a Carnival cruise and come here on a boat. That is not how it worked. So that is why I just feel like that's a slap in the face. Sorry about that. That is a slap in the face for the people of color who keep seeing this shit happening. And I'm like this, well, maybe I need to bleach my skin. Maybe, maybe I need to go back to straightening my hair. Maybe I need to go back to applying the creamy crack. Maybe that's what I need to do. And maybe I need to go and get my lips reduced. I don't know. But I'm not going to do any of that because I love being black and I'm beautiful. As you can see, all of this is just beautiful. But at the same time, it's straight bullshit. It's strictly straight up bullshit. We just gonna call it what it is. We're gonna call it spade a spade. It's just bullshit to me. And like I said, to anyone who doesn't like it, I don't really care. That's my opinion. You subscribe to me. So, yeah. So, it is what it is. My opinion.